Hey, District 35, Representative Burns here. Going to give you a little update down at the Capitol. We're in deadline week for the committee bills. So we're just coming off almost 2 weeks of not going above freezing in the first time in the state in a long time, definitely in my lifetime. And a lot of rough things happening during that time. And the resiliency of Oklahomans, I definitely got to start off by saying small town Oklahoma pulled together, and I got to give a huge shout out to several people here. The Jennings, Hallett, and Tarleton area had lost gas. Senator Hall and I initiated it, and I got to give a big shout out to several people here, starting off with the ONG, the Oklahoma Natural Gas, Dusty Darr and Craig Perry for their work that they did. OG&E, Ray Rice, all the work that he did. Huge shout out for the OML, Mike Fina. He came in and did a ton of stuff for the cities to bring in a gas truck and started pushing heat to the residents in this rural area. Also want to thank Secretary Wagner of the Secretary of Energy and Environment for sending the money and funds for that gas truck to come in there, along with Chairman Todd Hyatt of the Corporation Commission. All these people came together and helped rule Oklahoma, and I can't thank you all enough. Want to highlight just a couple bills. The first thing I want to tell you guys is, don't ever panic when you hear a filing of a bill, and then don't panic when you even hear it coming out of a committee. Even though it's going through the process, it doesn't mean that it's going to become law. A good example of this is the Bigfoot bill. It got tons of publicity, and it wasn't even heard in committee. They're trying to do things for tourism and benefit the area that the representative that pushed that, and good things are going to come from it. And so I just want to let you know, don't panic when you hear things even pass out of committee, but definitely don't panic when you hear somebody's filing a bill. The couple bills that was passed off the House floor that I want to talk about, the biggest issue, the constituents, the DPS, the driver's license testing. Several of you guys have reached out to me and understand the frustration. I feel you. We're going to try and help that. The governor put an executive order of a lot of things that we put into legislation to try and expedite this. So I want to point out a couple bills that Representative Bowles and Representative Lowe did. House Bill 1059 by Bowles and House Bill 2465. This opens up for career techs and other educational centers and third-party vendors to come in and actually administer the test, trying to get the issue with the DPS and the driver's license under control. And we're going to get there, so it's going to take some time. Thank you for your patience on it, guys, and keep sending us information, and we'll try and fix what we can. Another big bill that was passed off the floor, House Bill 1630. This was a big bill to me in the sense of, the Second Amendment. And one, it gives OSBI some more revenue for the loss of the constitutional carry, but more importantly, it gives training. Start carrying weapons. Whose responsibility is it to receive the training? You, as the gun owner. So this bill actually allows somebody who has the concealed carry permit to go in and purchase a license without waiting for the background check, because you've already had the background check. So it expedites that process and makes things simpler, and it promotes people getting the education and the training with the weapon that they need. House Bill 2173 talked about the 17th Amendment. In 1913, Oregon had a situation, and it was taken out of the Constitution, that the state legislator used to pick the senators. That no longer is effective due to the 17th Amendment. And so this year we came in, and Representative Hilbert passed off the House floor the House bill that actually allowed the governor to appoint somebody to the Senate at the federal level with Oklahoma Senate approval. The Speaker has a say in this as well. And so again, it's just a safeguard for if anything should happen to our senators at the federal level, that we have protection and get representation in there as soon as possible, especially with the way the delegation at the federal level is split right now at the Senate at a 50-50. And if Oklahoma, wasn't prepared for losing one of our senators, or they had to step down, that we wouldn't fill that spot in a timely manner, and this will help with that issue. Hey, the two big education bills, I've briefed a lot of the superintendents in my area and started talking about this a long time ago, but the bills are House Bill 2078 and House Bill 2074. 2078 deals with the funding formula, and the biggest issue that I have here, I had a lot of superintendents reach out to me, and I do appreciate that. I'm getting back to you guys as soon as possible, but I am a yes on this, and the biggest thing is to fix the funding formula as ghost students. When we have almost $200 million being spent on double-counted students, or what we call ghost students, it waters down the funding formula. This, I think, addresses it. It does several other things, like raising the carryover cap for schools as well. Even though it's a tough change for a lot of districts, I think it's going to benefit us well, because of a lot of the transfer in and out is happening in city schools, not so much the rural schools, that we kind of stay to maintain where we're at, and it'll actually bring more funding in. Where the second one is the open transfer bill, which is House Bill 2074. I believe the biggest thing on this is it quiets the tone of the voucher system. We've had this shoved down our throat every year, and we've killed it every year. We had to address it. I think this, the open transfer addresses this. We're already doing this in rural Oklahoma. Again, it's nothing new to us, but a lot of the inner city schools, this will help. At the end of the day, these bills are about the parent and the student. A little bit about the bills I have. I'm carrying 8 bills this year. 3 of them are the county government bills that we ran last year. And just due to COVID, I had to come back and run those because we didn't finish the session. And so 3 of those are the county government bills. The other ones, I'll do more updates later, but I just want to talk about one in particular at this point, House Bill 2363. House Bill 2363 tackles the transparency and disclaimer issue that we have at the 501c level. I did an interim study during the break on stolen valor. I think that one of the things that's disturbing to me is the amount of money being raised on the graves of my brothers and sisters that died in combat. It bothered me. I've had people come to me and there's no transparency. How much money is being raised in Oklahoma? How much stays in Oklahoma? And we're doing some work on it. I know the national nonprofit came out really heavy against this. And so we got a meeting next week to try and finalize some of the issues that they see to make it palatable to them. But again, it's about transparency. Hey, I want to introduce my legislative assistant. She is the assistant to me and Representative May. She holds this office together. And I appreciate all her hard work. She's awesome to be in the office, and she takes care of me like a mother goose, and I do appreciate everything. And so when you guys call up here and email, make sure you're nice to her and thank her for what she does, because she is very important to this office, and I'm happy to have her. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching the video. I'll put more videos out. I appreciate it. Share it. If you got questions, come see me. If you don't make it to the Capitol, feel free to call me. My door's always open. Thank you, House District 35.